one of the world's fastest growing cities. Sits 2.5 acres of land along Northwest 1st Avenue and 17th Street. It's a beautiful shot of Dorsey Park. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Coming up next, game one between the Marlins and the Giants this weekend. Otto Lopez and the boys are ready to rock and roll. We'll see if he can get to 100 hits this season tonight. Craig Mish will be live with Otto Lopez when we return.
For us.
Well, there is a heat index warning in Miami. Hopefully the Marlins bats continue to stay red hot inside the air-conditioned comfort of Lone Depot Park tonight. But a beautiful look at Miami, Florida on this Friday night. Great to be back home. Marlins took 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh, dropped 2 of 3 in Philly. In the process of doing that, they continue to get one contribution after another from Otto Lopez, who should not only be a Marlins All-Star, he should be the starting shortstop at Citizens Bank Park next month. And Otto Lopez is downstairs and live with the third member of our broadcast crew, Craig Mish.
Thanks, Kyle. .336 batting average. That leads Major League Baseball. Otto, congratulations. What a season you're having. All the hard work has paid off.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, all the work that I've been putting in the cages and everywhere, it has been showing, so I feel great.
Your teammates have a chance also to get into the All-Star game along with you. Less than 10 days to vote for you and your teammates. What message would you send to the fans?
Not because they're my teammate, but they really work pretty hard to have the opportunity to be in the All-Star, and they deserve it. And they work really hard, and the game shows. You can tell. They put their numbers and they're doing what they have to do.
Have a great game, Otto. Get out on the field. Otto Lopez. He's going to be an All-Star, Kyle. We know that.
All right, Craig. Otto Lopez on our active cash credit card active mic. So Otto Lopez and the boys ready to go on this Friday night here in South Florida. Looking forward to game one here between the Marlins and the San Francisco Giants. Right-hander Blake Bacher on the mound tonight, set to make his 4th start of the season and his 3rd career appearance against the Giants. This will be Bacher's 24th appearance of the year.
Yeah, Kyle, he's appeared in 23 games, 3 starts, and I think he's a perfect guy to open up a ball game because he can give you an assortment of stuff, and his stuff has been really hard to hit. Opposing batters hitting just 190 against the 4-seamer, 129 against his slider. You put all those numbers together, and then you look at what he's been able to do here at Lone Depot Park. At home, he has an ERA of 1.40, so he's been pitching well. I mean, he can go 40, 50 pitches, maybe a little more, and I look for him to go at least 3, so I don't know if I consider that an opener at this point.
It's kind of like a soft start.
Yeah.
At Arsenal, brought to you by StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Here's his home road splits this season. At home, he's been terrific. He struggled on the road. There's our old buddy Luis Arraez as we take a look at Tony Vitello's starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants tonight. Going to be led by Luis Arraez, Bryce Eldridge, and Matt Chapman here in the top of the 1st. The Giants lineup is brought to you by FPL. Giants have been on the road for 4 days. They've only played 2 games. Most of those 2 games were played in 1 day. Probably feels like they're on vacation. First pitch of the night, a fastball in there for a called strike on Luis.
That is typical Luis Arraez. He'll take that first pitch until later in the game, if he gets an opportunity maybe to drive in a run, he won't take it.
Yeah, Luis in his 9th season, Hunt, and I'll tell you what, he's putting together, you could probably argue, his best season ever. He's certainly going to be an all-star in Philadelphia, you'd imagine. He's won all the batting titles, 3 of them, 1 with the Marlins. Look out.
No, that batting title when he wore the Marlins uniform back in 2023, 354 Luis Arraez hit.
And he's a near lifetime 350 hitter here in Lone Depot Park. Luis waits on a 2-1 from Bacher. He slugs it to center, but played him perfectly as Jacob Marcy. Let's take a look at the defense behind Blake Bacher this evening.
Boy, we saw some great defense on the road trip in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Here it is. Kyle Sowers moves into left field. Jacob Marcy, Owen Casey. Around the infield, Connor Norby with the start at 3rd. Over at 1st is Liam Hicks. Otto Lopez. Javier Sanoja starting tonight at 2nd base. We'll talk a little bit about that with X out of the lineup. And Joe Mack behind the plate.
Or Darrell Kia, Marlins defense. Here is Bryce Eldridge. And diving to his left is Liam Hicks. who just took a base hit away from Eldridge, the young rookie.
I think we'll see in this 3-game series the San Francisco Giants are a ball club that they don't walk a lot. They swing the bat. They make contact. Great job by Liam. Pickett over there at first base. Liam Hicks. If you're an all-star, you can play first, you can DH, or you can catch.
And that is our All-State Good Hands replay. 2 up and 2 down for Lake Bacher. 14th start of the season for Liam at first. Here's Matt Chapman, who is on a roll right now for the Giants, hitting .390 over his last 12 games. He's raised his batting average 23 points in the last 17 games, which is not easy to do in June when you've played darn near every game this season.
You know, you look at the big picture that way. However, he was 0 for 9 in Atlanta.
Yeah,
he was hitless in the 2 games up there. This guy's been a solid player, Matt Chapman.
Giants never got to the ballpark in Atlanta yesterday. They were postponed in the early afternoon as Chapman swings and misses at a good slider from Blake, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, the slider and the sweeper have really been keys for Lake Bacher.
His stuff, Hut, is just simply nasty, whether he's been starting or relieving. He's got the best kind of ride you'd call it on his fastball, and you talk about the spin rate, the breaking run value is off the charts. And the long-haired righty delivers a 2-2 sweeper. Did he offer? No, says our first base umpire, Mark Wagner. That's the crew chief. You be the judge, huh? Ooh.
That could have been called.
A little closer at the end, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And it turns into a 2-out walk. So Chapman will take first, and that'll bring Rafael Devers to the plate. Devers having a bad June, batting a .186 in 15 games. Having a so-so season for the Giants. 10 homers, 35 RBIs as he takes a splitter for a strike.
And playing more first base. He's DHing tonight, but playing more first base than maybe he would have thought.
Fastball misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike on Devers. Here's your doubles leaders in baseball. Rafi's got 23 of those. Former Marlin Troy Johnson right behind him with 21. You know who made out the absolute best in that Giants-Red Sox deal for Rafi Devers is the Milwaukee Brewers. Probably thinking, what do you mean the Brewers? Well, they got Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, so much talk about Jacob Mizorowski, who, by the way, is pitching tonight for the Brewers. You forget about the job Kyle Harrison's done.
Traded by the Red Sox to the Giants for Jose Bayo, James Tibbs III, Kyle Harrison, and Jordan Hicks last June. In fact, it was 1 year ago earlier in the week. And then Tibbs was flip-flopped from Boston to LA, where he's a rising prospect. So he might come back to bite the Giants in the rear end. Second consecutive 3-2 count here for Bacher in the first.
Anytime a Dodger can bite a Giant, it's rejoiced in LA. That's quite a rivalry.
Yes, it is. Players don't like each other, neither do the fans. Here's ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out free passes by Bacher.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing for Lake is that he got 2 quick outs. Even though some balls were hit hard, he got 2 quick outs.
I guess the irony here in the first inning for Bacher is that he has walked the Giants ball club that doesn't walk a whole lot.
Yeah, we mentioned that. Just lowest walk percentage in the major leagues, 6.3%.
They like to swing.
That's it.
Speaking of swinging, here is Jung-Hoo Lee, who has been nipping on the heels of Otto Lopez all season long. Lee batting .325 with 4 homers. Waits on a 1-0, and he swings right through a fastball.
And you also have guys like Lee and Luis Arias who don't walk but don't strike out much either. Look at the top 3 hitters. They're all here. Come on out to the ballpark. See these guys.
The ball will be put in play, but not when you see a curveball like that and it's 1-2. Rise walks 4% of the time. Lee walks 9% of the time. Bacher's walked a pair with 2 outs in the first, but he's trying to get out of it. Chapman at second, Devers at first, 2 out, top 1, no score. What a pick by Joe.
It's always a good move by a catcher and a good catcher such as Joe Mack. When you have a ball in the dirt that way and you pick it, you notice how quickly he came up, thinking that maybe one of the runners, Chapman, gets off a little too far because he saw the ball in the dirt. He's ready to make a throw.
Now a 2-2. Missed outside, but we have an early challenge. First, they appeal down to third.
Oh, ball.
Boy, initially it looked like it just missed. Let's see if Joe Mack's correct.
Got him.
Just got it.
And the inning is over. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. In a terrific challenge by Joe. Marlins TV is presented by Warner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. A lovely shot of Dorsey Park that has housed some legends over the years, Hud. Look at Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, Minnie Minoso, Hall of Famer Buck O'Neill. They've all played right down the road from Lone Depot Park.
Some great names.
So no score after a half inning of play. Giants leave 2 on in the top of the first as we get you set with the Marlins starting lineup tonight. That is presented by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, and by Clayton McCullough. Hicks, Casey, Hernandez, Stowers, Lopez, Marcy, Norby, Mack, and Sonoha. One notable omission: no Xavier Edwards. He has struggled here in the month of June. Also sounds like he has a bit of a cranky thumb.
Yeah, banged up his thumb a little bit. It might be affecting his swing, but I would expect we'll see him in the lineup tomorrow.
Clayton McCullough certainly hoping so. Landon Roop on the mound for the Giants tonight. Cutter misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Liam. There's the 6'2", 205-pound, 27-year-old out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, who did a lot of winning early in the season, Hut, and well, it's been a while since he's won a game.
It has not been that way his last 8 starts. He's 0-6 with an ERA near 6. As a matter of fact, his last win was against the Marlins.
How about that?
In June in San Francisco, or early in
April 26th.
In April in San Francisco, yeah. There's the scouting report. June swoon, he's certainly right in it. He sits around 93, 94. He's not overpowering, and he's not gone deep in games.
Yeah. He's in his 3rd season with the Giants. 27-year-old was the Giants' 12th round pick in 2021 out of the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. He rocks and fires at 2-2, and that is grounded softly past Roop. Hicks loses his helmet, and throwing him out at first is Adames.
Check on the defense in the outfield, and you know San Francisco has a spacious outfield to play, so these guys are used to that. Schmidt, Gilbert, and Lee. Matt Chapman, the Gold Glover and Platinum Glover. Willie Adames, Arias, and Eldridge. Daniel Susac behind the plate. I think that was Chapman cut in front of Adames to make that play.
It was indeed. 5-3 on the put.
Yeah, Adames said let the Gold Glover get it.
Be the 5-time Gold Glover. Yeah. He's also won a couple of Platinum Gloves over there at third base. So quickly 1 out for Roop, and here is Owen Casey. Blasted his 2nd home run of the month on Wednesday, and he hit it a country mile at the bank.
Clayton trying to shuffle things around a little bit. First time ever in his career that Owen Casey has hit 2nd. So maybe he'll get a few more fastballs, even though for Roop, he likes to throw that curveball.
There's a swing and a drive in the air, center field. This is blasted back onto the warning track and gone. Gilbert ran out of room. Casey's gone back-to-back in consecutive games, and he gives the Marlins an early 1-0 lead.
Like I said, he might get some more fastballs. That was a cutter. Ball came inside a little bit, but a good adjustment by Owen Casey. And the fun part about watching this big guy swing, yes, he does strike out too much. He'd like to bring that down. But when he makes contact, he has power to all fields. That to straightaway center.
On a string. Didn't get very high off the ground. 1-0 Marlins. Here's Hernandez. There's strike one.
Let's see where Susek wanted this pitch. Kind of up, out over the plate, and the cutter came right down and in.
Another Marlins home run for healthcare brought to you by Leon Medical Centers. Each Marlins homer this season means a donation to the League Against Cancer, delivering free care in South Florida.
3 of his last 4 hits have been home runs.
Hernandez golfs one to center. That is sending Gilbert back onto the warning track. He hit that better than I thought he did, and there's 2 out.
I said this to you before the game, Kyle. Heriberto Hernandez kind of grows on you.
Yep.
You watch his at-bats. He has good at-bats. You love being Owen Casey right now because you like to talk long ball. Talking with another guy who's hit some long ball, 3 in June, Joe Mack. But Heriberto's come up with some big hits.
Stowers bounces one to first. Marlins are on the board thanks to the strength of Owen Casey here in the bottom of the first. A frozen rope to dead central. His 8th home run of the season. And the Marlins lead 1-0 after 1.
Life. Esta transmisión de los Marlins está disponible en español.
You ever been by the Little Havana Cigar Factory?
I'm not a cigar guy, and I have not.
Me either. It looks like a nice place, though.
Maybe around the corner, get a little Cuban coffee, though. That would hit the spot.
Sure would. Well, Marlins have an early lead thanks to Owen Casey in the last of the first. Displaying that tantalizing power of his. Solo shot to center. 1-0 good guys after 1 full inning of play. Adames, Schmidt, and Gilbert 2 up for the Giants here in the second.
Been kind of an up and down season for Willie Adames, who signed that big contract with the Giants. Hit under 200 in April. Had a solid May. But back at 170 in June.
He's playing tonight with 999 career hits. His next one will be a big one. As he lines that to center, and there it is. The 1,000th major league hit for Willie Adames. And you can be sure that that baseball is going to find that first base dugout. They're calling for it. Blake Boxer's thinking, what do you guys want? That's the baseball. Here's the hit.
Got a number of those big hits as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Hit 32 home runs for the Brew Crew last year.
He's had a very nice career. Congratulations, Willie Adames. First hit of the ball game for the Giants. Here is Casey Schmidt. You know, he's been one of the better Giants hitters. He's hitting .283. He leads the team in homers and he leads the team in stolen bases, but he still finds himself hitting 7th in the batting order for Tony Vitello. Bacher ahead of him, no balls and a strike.
Yeah, that would be a good trivia question to people who don't follow the Giants, maybe are good baseball fans. Who leads the Giants at home runs? There you go. Casey Schmidt, as you can see, all but one to the pull side.
Visited Willie McCovey out there.
They wanted to visit the Hall of Famer.
Just once.
Who, you know, when he was alive, was always around the ballpark in San Francisco. Yeah.
Certainly one of my favorite places to go. Slider backed up on Schmidt, almost hit him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good player, though. Hitting almost 300 over his last 30 games. Handful of these Giants have faced Bakker. He's making his third appearance and first career start against the Giants. Snap throw to first off the mark.
I think word is starting to get out around baseball, and it gets out faster nowadays, about Joe Mack behind the plate if you're thinking about stealing.
The entire body of work cut, and I mean the entire body, now that the bat's coming around, it's dangerous when you catch the way he does. And if that bat comes around and you got a guy that's going to hit 250 every year and hit 15 or 20 bombs with that kind of arm and defense, you got something special. Very special. 2-2 to Schmidt. That's rocketed to right pretty deep. Owen Casey on the run into the corner, and that goes foul.
Yeah, and I think the hitting with Joe Mack is starting to come around because, you know, you think about it, we've talked about a young player coming up to the big leagues. If you play another position, it's different than if you're behind the plate. So he had to get himself settled in, learning the pitchers, their routines, what they have, how to call a game, working on his defense. But all of a sudden now I think we've seen with his hard work, the offense come around as well.
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Schmidt. This will be the 7th pitch that he sees from Bakker. I think the greatest thing that you and I have discussed that I was told about Joe Mack is, as much as he cares about everything that he does, all he wants to do most importantly is to get to know his pitchers as human beings. That kind of stuff goes such a long way when you show your guys that you care about them. Here's the 2-2 again, and that is ripped into left for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Giants here in the second. They are in business. Well, don't miss a moment this season with Marlins.tv, brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Stream the entire season within Marlins territory. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long, subject to national exclusivities. Visit Marlins.tv for details and start streaming today.
You know, believe it or not, that's just the 4th hit this year against Lake Bakker off the sweeper.
Here's Drew Gilbert. Might be thinking about dropping down a sac bunt. Gilbert played for his now manager, whom he used to call his head coach at the University of Tennessee.
So what if he calls him coach? What if he still calls him coach?
Oh, it's probably a weird deal because, you know, all the college kids, they say coach. It's not manager in college, it's coach. It's Tony Vitello, 31-43 in his first managerial season of the San Francisco Giants. Gilbert waits on an 0-1. He shows bunting again. He pushes it, and that's going to be a base hit. Somebody better go grab it. And the bases are loaded.
That's a perfect example, too, of a manager knowing his player. I guarantee he had that play put on when Gilbert was at Tennessee as well. He knows he can bunt.
Connor Norby making just his 6th start at third base.
Norby unfamiliar with that right there. He's got to go get that ball because obviously Gilbert's trying to push it up the third base line, and Norby hesitated. I mean, I don't know if he'd have gotten him anyway. It probably would have been a base hit. But
he instinctually, very quickly, got upset with himself. So bases loaded, nobody out. Marlins leading 1-0, but they're in trouble here in the second. Daniel Susac hits one a mile to left and deep. That is back at the wall. Stowers reels it in. Adames will tag and score. But a remarkable catch by Stowers in left has resulted in just 1 run and a king-size first out here in the second inning for Bakker.
Yeah, let me exhale here. I think a lot of people thought that ball was going out for a grand slam. I think initially when it was hit, Susac thought the same thing, but great job by Kyle Stowers to get there, turn, reach up, grab it, knowing that he was a step from the fence. Great concentration. Now he pushes off the fence and gets it back in quickly. knowing the bases were loaded.
One turn through the lineup is all Lake Backer's going to get. A call to the bullpen. We'll see John King when we return.
Ice goes a long way.
Well, a terrific over-the-shoulder grab by Kyle Stowers here in the second with the bases loaded and nobody out results in just a sacrifice fly, so we're tied at 1. Here is your Good Greek moving and storage roster move of the day in Major League Baseball. Mike Trout is on the injured list at the 10-day IL with the right hamstring strain. He's been playing a lot, 17 homers, 12 doubles. It's that time of year. People started to speculate once again, would he be willing to leave LA and go to a contender? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how long he's on the injured list for. But that's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. I think baseball really likes to see Mike Trout in there all the time. And he was playing center field most of the time this year, too. Not DHing.
If it's a minimal stay, he'll be okay and he'll be back on his feet soon. Here's Arise facing John King. And he bounces a double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3. They had him loaded with nobody out. They'll settle for 1. And it's 1-1. Bottom of the second inning here in Miami, where Marlins.tv is powered by Major League Baseball. Time now to take a look at tonight's Toyota trend. Otto Lopez has been trending nicely all season long. He's first in the league in hits. He's first in the league in average. And there you see 2 Giants right on his heels in Arise and Lee. To start the night, Otto led Jung-Hoo Lee by 11 points, and he led Arise by 5 hits.
Yeah, 2 more. Otto will reach the century mark in base hits for the year.
So I was thinking yesterday, as the Marlins play their 76th game of the season tonight. Last Marlin to get 200 hits in a season, not that long ago, our old friend Luis Arise.
Luis Arise.
There's only been a handful of Marlins in franchise history.
I think Hanley did it.
He sure did. He did it in 2007. D. Gordon did
Strange
it twice in 15 and 17, and prior to that, Juan Pierre did it twice in 03 and 04.
JP was a hit machine. He did it with the Rockies a couple of times too.
But we could be headed towards a season, and Jung-Hoo Lee probably has a very good chance to get to 200 hits for the Giants. We could be headed towards a season where Otto Lopez joins some nice company. Two to Otto. Struck him out with a curveball.
We talked about that curveball being a key pitch, a signature type pitch for Roop. Not only downward movement, but taking it away. Tough pitch for any hitter.
I would imagine Roop is really frustrated by the way things have gone over the last month or so, and here's why. He is not allowing a whole lot of hard contact this season. He has a career best strikeout percentage, and he hasn't won a game since the end of April. This is 0-1 to Marcy, is snubbed foul off to the left. So I don't know if it would be bad luck. Obviously, he's had his fair share of issues that he's trying to sort out, but Roop's got some good stuff. He's just not seeing the results right now. Jacob Marcy is starting to see a few more results as he waits on an 0-2. He hasn't had a multi-hit game since the end of May, but what he has done is he's constantly got himself on base. He's got a .352 on base percentage this month. He also has a hit in 10 of his last 14 games. That one will reach the seats.
One more remarkable note on Juan Pierre in that 03 season. Not only did he have the 200 or plus hits, he became the only player since 1940 to have 200 or more hits, 60 or more stolen bases, and more walks than strikeouts.
Wow.
Juan Pierre.
We saw him during the last homestand on that getaway day. He was out here with his boys. Marcy lines that through the right side. It's a base hit.
You know, anytime Jacob Marcy gets a base hit, you love seeing it. But when you fall behind in the count, as he did, he stroked that ball into right field on a 1-2 pitch. And those are the kind of swings we want to see from Jacob Marcy. That looked like the change-up. He stayed back and just got enough of it.
And again, Hut, he's not piling up hits, but that's now a hit in 11 of his last 15 games, and he's getting himself on base with a walk as well. So you've got the team stolen base leader at first with 1 out. Here's Connor Norby, who almost got hit by that sinker. It's 1-0. Connor's really going through it. He's trying to find his stroke again, batting just a little over 150 in his last 22 games. When he has been at his best in his career, it has been with authority to that right. He has worn out that right center field gap.
And I don't think we've seen as much of that this year.
Saw it in Pittsburgh once.
Yeah.
Kind of grabbed my attention when he hit one out that way, but right there, just to the right of the middle of your screen. There's a lot of real estate out there, and he's got the power. Swings right through a curveball. It's 1-2. Norby is 0 for 3 against Roop. This Marlins lineup coming into this game tonight was 1 for 21 against Roop. Remember, he allowed a 3-run home run in his start against the Marlins in April. But I bet people have now forgotten that that homer was off the bat of Graham Pauley.
Graham Pauley.
Marlins led that game when Roop was pitching. Andrew Nardi had a rough outing that day. Clayton's boys are playing well, though. And again, it was such a big win Wednesday because you're 37-38 with a win at home tonight and a chance to get yourself back to 500. There goes Marcy. The pitch is high, and there will be no throw from Susac, who had caught 7 men trying to steal this season, but he had no chance against Marcy, who got a great jump.
Yeah, I think he wisely hung on to the ball. Little stutter step, then just a terrific jump, and Susac realized he had no chance. That's why he hung on to the baseball.
If the name Susac rings a bell, Daniel behind the plate is in his rookie season, but his older brother Andrew was a 2nd-round pick for the Giants in 2011. He was Buster Posey's backup. Daniel's brother Andrew, if that name rings a bell. 3-2 to Connor. And he struck him out. Another good curveball from Roop.
Yeah, he went back to that go-to pitch, that curveball.
Let's get you a quick word from our friends at FPL.
At FPL, our teams are working every day because reliability isn't an option, it's a commitment. FPL, working for you every single day.
A couple of strikeouts for Roop with a single and a stolen base sandwiched in between here in the 2nd. We're tied at 1. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here is Joe Mack, who bounces one to a rise at 2nd. And he throws him out. The side is retired, and the Marlins leave a man in scoring position here in inning number 2. Our scoreboard as we go to the top of the 3rd inning is brought to you by Werner Hoffman and Garcia. Giants with a run on 3 hits. The Marlins with a run on 2 hits. And Bryce Eldridge is going to lead things off for the Giants here in the 3rd. 16th overall pick in the 1st round back in 2023 out of James Madison High School in Virginia. He's on quite the roll coming into Lone Depot Park, too.
Yeah, he spent a little time in AAA before getting called up. The highlight so far for him this year was that walk-off grand slam against Washington in that 11-10 game.
So the Giants, about a week and a half ago, trailed 10-1.
Yeah.
Going to the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, they got 5 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th. Game over.
So if that moment was the highlight, maybe this current stretch for Eldridge is the 2nd best part of his career, because he's been on base in 22 straight games, and he's also hit in 8 straight, in which he has produced a .419 batting average. 2-1 is ripped foul. By the way, John King threw 2 pitches in the top of the 2nd. I think Clayton McCullough said, hey, I need you to throw at least 3, maybe a few more for me here in the 3rd.
Yeah, I think he could do that. And I'm sure he said he could do that.
Just a few more. Might be a situation where he asks him to get him right through the 3rd, then go back to your bullpen in the 4th. We'll see. Swing and a miss. Good changeup for the first out of the inning.
They got a lot of left-handers in the lineup, too.
And now a message from Doral Kia.
Take advantage of a pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models. Like a new Kia K5, Sportage, Sorento, Soul, and more.
One up and one down.
Interrupted the pricito.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
There's Matt Chapman, who walked back in the first. Boy, he comes sauntering into Miami, hitting .390 over his last 12 games. Now, depending on what you read and who you believe, it sounds like the Giants might be open for business here in the not too distant future. What is Buster Posey going to do with a ball club that is 16.5 games out of first place and 31-43?
You know, the tough part, you've got some big salaries to deal with. I don't think he can deal Devers. Of course, everybody was surprised when the Red Sox dealt Devers. There's another big deal. We talked about Adames long-term contract.
Ooh, look at that one. 6 years, $151 million for Chapman. Yeah, Adames 7 years, $182. Very interesting to see what Buster Posey decides to do as the trade deadline starts to get a little bit closer this summer. Chapman flies one to left. This is deep. Stowers is back onto the warning track, and he had just enough room to reel it in. That's the second one I thought maybe had a chance. Susak's in the second. Chapman's here in the third. Both stay in the yard.
Yeah, the Giants are flirting with that left field wall a couple of times. Got under it just a little bit, and that allowed Kyle Stowers plenty of time to get back there. That was a much easier play for him than the Susak fly ball.
Long, loud out. Here's Devers.
Giant hitters are saying, where are those wind gusts that we get in San Francisco?
Well, if it was nighttime at Oracle Park, that fly ball to left by Chapman, Stowers might have had to come in on it.
Yeah, yeah. The ball doesn't carry. The daytime maybe.
Oh man. Devers takes a called strike. It's 1-2.
Devers with that unique setup at the plate. Notice how the front leg, he goes almost out of the batter's box.
Speaking of guys that have unfortunately had to get familiar with hitting at Oracle Park, quite the difference for Devers between there and Fenway.
Well, yeah, there's a huge difference, and a lot of people predicted that as well. See where he starts at? Look at that front foot. Almost out of the box. Like he's setting himself in the racing blocks.
He's done a lot of that
and
right there.
That's Rafi Devers at his best right there. But yeah, in Fenway Park, in his games there, over 500 games, he was a .292 hitter. So far in San Francisco, he's hit .225.
There's that stance again, Hunt.
Yeah. Brings it back. All about timing and when you get that front foot down.
And a lot of people would say if you stop that at the moment of contact, he looks like a lot of your great hitters, right? It looks unconventional to start, but he's in a perfect position once the ball meets the barrel. Here is Jung-Hoo Lee. Struck out back in the first. Lee is in his third season.
You know, it's such an up and down game. We know that. We talk about it all the time. Jung-Hoo Lee had that incredible 18-game hitting streak.
I know it.
Where he hit 500 during the streak. Well, since the streak, he's just 3 for 19.
The strike. 7 hits has 1 challenge remaining.
I think Jung-Hoo Lee was very surprised to see that call was confirmed, the way he jumped out of the way of that fastball from King. Lee was born in Japan, but he associates much more with Korea, where he was an elite shortstop for 18 years. Ground ball up the middle. That's got eyeballs. It rolls into center. Devers is hustling. Marcy will lob it into second. And a pair of 2-out singles for the Giants. Go ahead man at third with 2 out here in the third.
Well, this is just a typical Jung-Hoo Lee swing. Bat on ball, makes good kind, like we talked about earlier, like Luis Arraez. Finds that hole up the middle. Good base running by the big guy, Rafi Devers, going first to third.
He actually looked like, to me, it looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. Devers. Another call to the bullpen here for Clayton McCullough, and we'll be right back to Lone Depot Park.
We're here with Marlins Chief Brand Officer Alex Parker. It is early season ticket renewals for season ticket holders. It's a special time to come out to the ballpark this weekend. I know, Alex, the organization really values the season ticket holders. Tell us more about this process and how people can get back involved.
Yeah, Craig. So members are really at the heart of everything that we do here. So for us to be able to roll out this early incentive program to renew has been really special. So as you see behind me, we have a membership jacket that we'll be offering up, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in a second, along with some other great incentives, right? So if you early renew, you get entered to win a trip to the All-Star game, throw out a first pitch here in 2026, along with a few other things. So for us, it's just a really exciting time.
Now, Alex, the bomber jacket is what everyone is going to want. But I know that for you guys and the organization, it's more than that. It means legacy. It means season ticket holders who have been with this organization for such a long time. There'll be patches on the jackets representing that. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, you know, as a brand, it's really important for us to honor our legacy. And with our members being such a key part of that, we wanted to make sure that we included them in this. So for us, it's not just about the member jacket itself, but we're going to be doing a patching program where annually we're going to be giving out patches based on your tenure. So if you were an original member in 1993, you'll have your inaugural patch with us. And then if you're a rookie member, you'll have your first year patch with us. So for us, again, we want to make sure that our members are included in everything that we're doing as it pertains to the brand.
You heard it, season ticket holders. Come on out to the ballpark and renew this weekend. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Willie Adames after the stolen base by Jung-Hoo Lee, his 4th of the year. Second and third with 2 out, and the 2-1 pitch. Chop foul, 2-2. This is, even though it's the 3rd inning, this is still high leverage, and here is Anthony Bender.
Yeah, I think when you map out a bullpen game, it'd be fun to sit in the war room when these games are mapped out. You really can't predict how things are going to go each inning. So you can't say, I want this guy in the 3rd inning, 4th inning. You have to see how the game itself goes.
2-2. Bouncing ball left side. Norby's got it, sets his feet. Nice strong throw to first. In time, Adames is out. And the Giants leave a pair in scoring position in the 3rd. Now back here at Lone Depot Park, where the Marlins bullpen has helped Giants to 1 run on 5 hits through 3 innings of work, and cross them off. There's the 6 guys left out there for Clayton McCullough tonight.
Yeah, I think we'll still get a little bit more out of Anthony Bender, but yeah, as I said, when you map that out, you probably didn't figure you'd be using Anthony Bender in the 3rd inning. But that's the way the game has played out so far.
King and Bender both inherited 2 base runners, both stranded the runners. You want to know what's interesting about bullpen games? I've heard this over the years. Every manager will script bullpen games, but as you just noted, you cannot predict them. And there's a huge difference. You know exactly how you want it to go, but you can't predict it. It's kind of interesting. Bottom of the 3rd inning scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. Tied at 1. Here's Sanoha. And Sanoha lifts this in the air down the left field line. Casey Schmidt is over. He might have been in fair territory there. Made the catch, 1 out.
Yeah, predicting but not scripting.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Exactly. Sleep fast tonight. We're back with you at 3:45 tomorrow. Max Meyer on the mound.
Now, where you get jammed up a little bit in a bullpen game is if Max doesn't have his stuff and goes an inning and a 3rd. But the way he's pitched, I'm not going to bank on that. I'm banking on 6 or 7 strong.
I got to tell you, Hut, we always encourage everybody to join us on Marlins.tv. But if you're in the area and you're able to do so, come out to the ballpark and watch Max Meyer tomorrow. He has been perfect this season. I mean, it has been an absolute delight to watch.
Plus, the ball club is 11-4 in his starts.
Oh, he's been fun. He's been so fun to watch. Happy for him, too. 15 starts, 7 wins, no losses, and a 2.75 ERA as Hicks lays off a fastball from Landon Root. He's putting the finishing touches there on his right shoulder in his in-between starts, therapy, and work.
In between routine. Every pitcher has a little different routine.
Liam Hicks 0 for 1, grounded out in the first. He yanks that down the right field line, twisting foul.
Oh, he just turned on that curveball little too fast, but saw it, picked it up well, had a good swing.
I don't know if I mentioned this in the first inning, but how about Liam? He's got himself a 9-game hitting streak going.
9 games.
Hitting
another
almost
big part of
400.
June. Yeah, another big part of June.
It's been a great month so far for the Marlins. Hicks flies one to right. Lee is back. He's onto the warning track. And he makes the catch for out number 2. That's the 3rd ball in this game that has been caught on the warning track. 2 by the Giants, 1 by the Marlins now. And the Marlins with the best record here in the month of June. They were 2-1 in Pittsburgh, 1-2 in Philadelphia. They've won 4 of their last 5 series since the beginning of the month. Trying to get back to 500 tonight and improve on their 23-16 home record. Here's Owen Casey, who did some big time damage in the first, and there's Michael Peterson along with Cade Gibson, both loosening in the bullpen.
Yeah, winning series. That's one of the things that Clayton McCullough and his staff, they preach that all the time.
Yeah. And if you constantly win 2 or 3, it just builds and builds and builds slowly. But you do that for a month or 2, all of a sudden you're 8 games over, 10 games over, 12 games over. Owen Casey drops a bunt down out in front of the plate, and the throw to first is not in time. A homer and a bunt base hit, and that ought to bring a smile to that young man's face.
Let's see. Let's add up the footage in his last 2 base hits. One a little over 400 feet. That one maybe 10 feet out in front of the plate. He wanted to get it up the third baseline. He didn't. Susac makes a pretty good play, but Casey surprised him. Motoring up the line, got himself a bunt base hit.
Landon Root probably thinking that was rude. So a homer and a bunt single. And here is Heriberto Hernandez. And he flies one to left field. He hit that pretty good. Back into the corner goes Schmidt, and it's off the wall. Casey got a great jump. He'll stop at third.
Oh, he wanted to score badly. He was coming so hard around third base. Looked up, picked up Blake Lally, and saw the stop sign. Talked about how a guy like Heriberto Hernandez just kind of grows on you, and he certainly has since he's come back. Since he's come back, he's over a 290 hitter with some clutch base hits, some extra base hits. For a moment, Casey thought that might have been out. There he is going hard and putting on the brakes.
Only other guy I can remember this season dropping down bunts and hitting homers was actually against the Marlins. That was Cedric Mullins when we were in Tampa Bay. But hey, last time we were here, Hut, we talked extensively about the Marlins doing damage with 2 outs. And here we are, second and third, 2 away. Stowers lays off a changeup, a bunt, 2-out base hit, and a double.
You know, speaking of home runs, Kyle Stowers with a pair at the bank on that Wednesday game in Philadelphia.
It was his 6th career multi-homer game. 1 strike to count on Stowers. That one missed. They do appeal. He did not go.
And I mentioned before too, the home run ball has been a big part of June as well. 21 home runs now in June. The Marlins hit just 23 all of May.
Let's take a look at the 2 homers at Citizens Bank Park on Wednesday for Stowers.
Yeah, one off the lefty. I love the fact that he got good extension and pulled both those balls into the pull field. He got power to all fields. Good swings.
2-2. High and tight. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count on Stowers. Tied at 1 in the 3rd. Stowers having a good month of June. Starting to really get it going. Got him with a sinker. Did Roop. And the Marlins leave a pair in scoring position here in the 3rd. Top of the 4th inning scoreboard is brought to you by FPL. Marlins and the Giants tied at 1 as we take a look at tonight's youth player of the game. And our youth player tonight is Jacob, who plays for the #8 Marlins in the Coral Springs Little League. And Jacob enjoys spending time with his brother and his sister and playing MLB The Show. His favorite Marlin is Jacob Marcy, who's got a base hit in this one tonight. Frozen rope to right in the 2nd. As Casey Schmidt leads off the 4th inning for the Giants.
Well, it's been a busy night for both offenses. Nice one for Jacob Marcy with that base hit. Also had a stolen base. But each team has had at least 1 base runner every inning.
Schmidt gets underneath that sweeper and sends it to shallow center. There is Mr. Marcy. 1 away. Well, the Rangers are coming to town on Monday night. That is June 22nd through the 24th. And you should take advantage of some fan favorite deals like $1 kids tickets and the Marlins 4 for $44 offer. Get yourself 4 tickets plus hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks. Don't miss it. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. The return of Skip Schumacher.
And Jake Berger.
And others. Cal Quantrill.
I think the Marlins will see DeGrom in that series.
They will. Wednesday, it looks like, if things hold. Jack Leiter will pitch. He just got it handed to him pretty good in his last start. There's your Giants in-game box score. Hits from the middle and the bottom of the lineup. Look at that sweeper from Anthony Bender. That sweeper was so good it just sent Mr. Gilbert for a walk. Which you could understand because I don't think he has seen many of those air benders.
Yeah, it's so effective against both lefties and righties.
Right.
The lefties will give up on it. He'll start it a foot off the plate and it'll come and catch the outside corner, or he'll hammer it down and in to a lefty.
Chopper hit softly. This is a tough play, and the feed to Bender is in time from Hicks. Nicely done all the way around.
You're absolutely right, Kyle. Not an easy play right there. As soon as it gets close, you know that Liam Hicks had to field and flip and get it out of the glove quickly. Good job by Anthony Bender. Got over there now. He's got to pick up the ball, the bag, make the catch. A lot of things going on that play, and it all turned out just right.
How about Hicks? Did everything really nice there, too. Huh? Had to come in on the ball. How about the nice little toss? Got to lead the pitcher who's in motion. There's Daniel Susac now. How long did it take you to get comfortable when you were growing up as the first baseman? You know, when you toss a ball to the pitcher or somebody, you know, you don't throw it to them. You throw it to where they're going to be. It's a little unnerving at times, isn't it?
Well, you want to get it belt high or above. Right. Also, it's one of the first things you try to do.
That's a perfect frame for Anthony Bender, the first of the night for the Marlins. And we are back here at Lone Depot Park in the 3:05 on a Friday night. Look at the crew out.
Yeah, I like that.
Such a fun place to bring the kiddos. Marlins have a bunch of great deals. Get yourself involved. For the young and the old. And the tattoo. Here is Otto Lopez, who was 5 for 22 on the road trip for the Marlins, 0 for 1 tonight. He was Landon Roop's first strikeout victim back in the second. Roop has punched out 3, 2 on the curveball, 1 on the sinker. One thing we know about Otto, and by his standards, that was not a great road trip, 5 for 22. But you can't keep him down long. That's what we've come to learn this year. Good eye.
Yeah, thing about Otto and why I think he can't be kept down too long. He makes contact. He's going to put the ball in play, and you do that, and you get a line drive base hit into center field.
So he says, Jung-Hoo Lee, I'm going to stay one ahead of you.
Hit number 99 on the year for Otto. There's the two-seamer, stayed up in the zone. Right in his swing path.
Such a beautiful level swing, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Marlins have the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. And here is Marcy. No balls, 1 strike to count on Jacob. That sinker just clipped the top rail.
I think he thought about it.
Yeah. And he thought better, which was a good decision. Nice lead at first for Otto. He does not go, and Marcy swings right through a cutter. Well, again, because he's 1 for 1 tonight, it's really worth repeating now. Jacob does not have a multiple hit game since the end of May. May 29th was the last time that he had 2 hits in a game.
The way he gets on base, that shocked me when I saw that it had been that long.
But he'll get his walks. He'll get a hit. And after his second inning single, it bears repeating, he has a hit now in 11 of his last 15 games.
And he also gives a pitcher a tough at bat.
Right. Roop strikes him out with the changeup there. And there's 1 out. Well, make sure you bring the whole crew out to the ballpark where the Marlins take on the Rangers. You get yourself a great summer deal. There's going to be great summer deals all summer long, but make sure you take them up on the offer starting on Monday with $1 Kids tickets, Bark at the Park. Tuesday against the Rangers, salute and serve. Wednesday, camp days. Thursday, senior days. And again, that does not just apply to the upcoming Rangers series. That'll apply all summer long.
In the nice comfort of Lone Depot Park.
72 degrees. Now Roop checks in on Lopez over there. Marlins have stolen 1 base tonight. That's a huge sticking point in this series, and that the Marlins lead the league with 82 stolen bases. The San Francisco Giants coming into the ballgame tonight had 24 stolen bases all year. It's hard. It's becoming increasingly apparent that when you're going to win these days, you got to be able to run a little bit. You got to be able to put guys in motion, get yourself into scoring position, and there's those stolen bases leaders by teams. That bouncer goes foul outside of first, and it's 1-2 now on Norby. Who struck out on a crippling curveball from Roop back in the second. Runner goes. And that foul tip was hung on to, but a stolen base for Lopez, who gets an assist from Luis Arraez. The batter now will be Joe Mack after we take a quick break to hear from our friends at Doral Kia.
Take advantage of a Pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models. Like a new Kia K5, Sportage, Sorento, Soul, and more.
Well, that career high strikeout rate proving to be true for Landon Roop tonight. He's now got 5 strikeouts in this game, 2 here in the inning after the leadoff single by Lopez.
Yeah, it was a pretty good jump by Otto, and a good job by Susek to hang on to the foul tip as he was kind of coming out of his crouch.
It's the second time in this game the Marlins have stolen a base on a strikeout. So here is Joe Mack ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. And now it's 2-0 on the Marlins rookie left-handed hitting catcher. Can he come through with 2 outs? Marlins led 1-0. Giants quickly got that run back in the second. Although as this game grows older, they're probably thinking we have the bases loaded with nobody out and only settled for the 1 run to tie it. Ground ball hit softly to second. Mack not happy, and the Marlins leave another in scoring position here in the 4th.
For today.
All right, back with you at Lone Depot Park, top of the 5th inning. Marlins and the Giants tied at 1. Scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. This is game 1 of a 3-game series this weekend between the Marlins and the Giants. As we welcome you inside the broadcast booth, where I believe we're scheduled here to have a special visitor. We'll tell you why in a moment, but I think Craig Minervini.
Well, the aroma in the booth is all of a sudden gotten to be fantastic.
Here's what we can tell you about Father's Day, and let me be the first to wish you a very happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
There's a great Father's Day special going on at the ballpark this weekend. It is coming up on Sunday, and here comes our very own Craig Minervini.
Look at this.
Michael Peterson is in to pitch here. First pitch to Luis Arraez.
And I can't believe we trusted Craig with all this food. You okay?
I put on Rod Allen's jacket just in case I wanted to keep my shirt.
Probably hard to hear.
They got
Craig.
the original barbecue sauce here.
Yes.
Let me try just one of these.
Take yourself a little bit as Arraez flies one to center. So Sunday's Father's Day barbecue is going to be presented by Jack Daniels, and what we're going to try a little bit here. That's all. We don't want to overdo it. There's going to be a pregame barbecue buffet. It's going to feature everything that you see here.
Nice little bite to it with the sauce. Craig, look out.
Funny guy. The Bullpen Bar and Grill. You can go there. It's going to be a delight. Get your complimentary beers, your sodas, and Jack Daniels is going to bring it all to you.
Oh, you can't beat it.
Oh, it's going to be lovely. That's perfect.
Thanks, Craig.
So thank you, Craig. Thank you, buddy. It's great to see you. Great to have you back. So there you go. Have some special Jack Daniels cocktails available on Sunday. They tell us you can get the frozen Lynchburg lemonade, the Jack Smash, and the Tennessee Mule as Bryce Eldridge lifts a slider just to the left of the pitcher's mound. And Connor Norby has it for out number 2. And now, like what we do, Hud, as we peel back the curtain, whenever we get the food delivered to us, our perfect crew will get to nibble on that out in the truck because they deserve it.
Well, the only problem sometimes with having visitors and food in the booth is that you lose track. What did Luis Arraez do?
He flew out to center.
Oh, okay, thanks.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. I should probably note that myself. I'm sure Clayton McCullough is hoping for a couple of innings out of Michael Peterson, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, we got to get in. I don't know if we'll have time if he has a nice inning. People are probably wondering, well, Anthony Bender threw the ball great. You don't want to use Anthony Bender, who's a guy you like in high leverage situations. You don't want to use him 2, 3, 4 innings because you lose him for a couple of games.
Right.
So you want him available tomorrow night if needed.
What's been amazing is that every time somebody has taken the mound, another guy is immediately up and loosening in the bullpen. So you can cross off Bacher, King, Bender, and now Peterson, leaving only Gibson, Fauché, Fulton, Zuber, and Fairbanks. And Tyler Zuber is the one that's currently loosening in the bullpen behind Michael Peterson. Swing and a miss. Peterson blew a fastball by him, and he retires the side in order. Well, make sure you go to Marlins.tv and you can catch all of our exclusive content on the road with Kelly Sacco. The last show, the Cookie Cab show right there, it was awesome. You could take in all of our Talking with Taché cuts and series, and how about a deep dive with Jack McMullen? He does a great job over there on Marlins Radio. So, hey, check it out. Get yourself involved. Marlins.tv. Cool part about that is it's not just on your laptop. So if you're flying or maybe in an Uber or taking a bus or something or a train, you can just hop on the app and you can check out all that exclusive content.
You watch that stuff in an Uber? You feel, comfortable?
No, some would, as Sanoja swings and misses. When I get in an Uber, I try to be dead silent because my life is in somebody else's hands and somebody I've never met before. So I remain quiet and hope for the best. 9-1-2 due up for the Marlins here in the 5th. Sanoja, Hicks, and Casey. That's a fair ball over the bag at third. This is going to roll all the way down the line and into the corner. Schmidt digs it out. Sanoja stops at second with a double. Well, he needed that in the worst of ways because he was 0 for 1 tonight and hitting a .150 in his last 18 games. But your number 9 hitter begins the last of the 5th with a stand-up double.
Well, you see the expression on the face of Roop. That's because he hung that curveball, which has been so good for him tonight. That time, watch the eyes light up of Javi Sanoja. Gets that curveball, keeps it fair, and gets it by the Gold Glover, Matt Chapman. Always love the way Javier Sanoja runs the bases. That's probably 99% of the time a double, and he thinks he's going to get a triple. Round second real hard. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yep. It's the little things that matter. Who knows but what Schmidt takes one wrong little step in the corner and it opens the door for Javi.
Little bobble, anything.
Liam Hicks nubs one softly towards short. Sanoja's racing to third. Adames' throw to first is in time. But that was a very little thing, but some really good heads-up base running for Javi.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you're always told as a runner at second, nobody out, you don't want to make the out at third, so if the ball's behind you, you can go over to third. If it's in front of you, be careful. Well, this was kind of nubbed off the end of the bat, but Javi got a great jump, and there was no play at all on him. Immediately gets a great jump. He knows where that ball's going to go.
Well, we know Owen Casey can bunt. You want to just drop down a safety squeeze?
No, I want to see him swing and
I hear you.
Hit home run number 2.
Infield is in for the Giants, and Casey swings and misses, and a throw back to third is not in time. Susak just letting Sanoja know he's thinking about him.
What I'd like to see from Owen Casey is just contact, hard contact. Because the Giants know they have a guy up there who's struck out 80 times. So they're thinking strikeout.
Here's the homer back in the first, his first inning homer of his career.
Boy, that cutter was there, as you call it, a laser, and it was. Got out of here in a hurry.
Another laser here in the 5th. Marlins have left 4 on base tonight, all in scoring position. The 0-2 misses. You're tied at 1. Marlins have left 4 on base. Giants have left 5 on base. Marlins 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Bouncer fair over the bag at first, rolling down the line. Casey comes through. This is trickling into the corner. An RBI double for Owen Casey, who has plated both runs for the Marlins tonight. In this big bouncing double gives him the lead.
Been a big night for Big Red. Get that infield in, and with the first baseman Eldridge in, this chopper gets over his head and stays fair. But contact, the key word right there. For him to make contact, pick up that RBI. 2 RBIs on the night. Owen Casey on the year has 38. So good job on his part. Great job for Javi to start things off with the double, and also give credit to Liam Hicks getting him over to third.
And for all you kids at home, good things happen when you put the ball in play. Just put it in play.
Well, and the other thing, even with Liam hitting the ground ball, by moving the runner Sanoja over to third, it brought the infield in. And by bringing the infield in, that chopper got over the head of Eldridge.
Kyle Stowers was a triple shy of the cycle on Wednesday. Owen Casey is a triple shy of the cycle. We're in the 5th inning tonight. Heriberto Hernandez is 1 for 2. He doubled in the 3rd. Marlins have 2 extra base hits here in the 5th. Sinker misses inside for ball 2. Clayton talked on the road trip about Heriberto, about when he was sent to Jacksonville. They really thought it was just all between the ears, maybe a little bit of mechanical, but just be yourself, be aggressive, go out there and attack, don't be passive. As he attacks a changeup, it comes up empty. They really did think, though, it was just a lot of it, so much of it was mental for him when they sent him down.
You know, not only has he produced when he's been in the lineup, we've talked about his pinch hitting. He's 5 for 11 with a couple of pinch hit home runs.
That's not easy to do. I'm telling you that. You made a killing in your career after getting big pinch hits.
It wasn't a killing in payroll because the pay wasn't quite the same back then, but it worked out okay.
Kept yourself in the big leagues, didn't you? Staying ready. You always got to be ready.
Got to be ready.
Got to be ready. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. 3-2, got him. I don't think he was suspecting he was going to get a change up there, and Roop's got his 6th strikeout of the game and his 3rd in a row on that changeup.
Yeah, the changeup and the curveball have been very effective for Roop in this one. Talked about the fact his last 8 starts, he's 0-6 with a 5.77 ERA. Probably getting another quick little tutorial of Kyle Stowers. Now they could also be thinking, well, if you walk Stowers, but now you got to face the guy who's got 99 hits in Otto Lopez.
It's a risky proposition.
What do they say? Darned if you do and darned if you don't.
You got it. The pitching coach that went out to chat with Landon Roop was Justin Message. Tony Vitello has a very young coaching staff. Many of them are young, but so too does Clayton McCullough. Ron Washington would probably beg to differ.
Yeah. Boy, I had a great conversation with him today. Such a icon of teaching baseball, teaching infield.
Kind of feels like they're staying away from Stowers.
So the consensus, as it appears, is that they'd rather go after Otto Lopez.
Let's see here. You'll know after this pitch. Oh, challenge it. Oh, man.
That's a tough one because that changeup, it comes in, it starts, you think it's a strike, and then it fell out of the zone.
By about a baseball. A good ball below the zone. And now Roop's back in it. Yeah, it's 2-2.
Now he's really back in it.
He goes 2-0 changeup and then runs that sinker away from him. And Stowers is probably sitting there thinking now after he calls time, what's he going to throw me now? So what are you sitting on here if you're Stowers? You have to sit sinker and adjust to a changeup?
Yeah, you got to adjust. Yeah, with 2 strikes.
It was 2-0. It's 2-2. And Stowers can't hold this swing on a changeup. 7 strikeouts for Root, but the Marlins take the lead here in the 5th. Well, the most legendary night in South Florida is back, and it's better than ever, and it's coming your way tomorrow at 4:10 when the Marlins take on the Giants. It's Flanagan's Fest at Lone Depot Park, and your ticket package includes an all-new jersey and Flanagan bites here at the ballpark, and the first 10,000 fans through the turnstiles. Do they still have those? They'll take home an exclusive commemorative Flanagan's Cup. Get your tickets at marlins.com/Flanagan's. Miss a good turnstile. 2-1 Marlins. Top 6. Peterson facing Devers. Ball 1.
Would you say, I don't know if I want to use this term because we see him more, but an unsung hero out of that bullpen has been Michael Peterson. The job he's done. Ooh. He leads the bullpen with 9 holds. He leads the bullpen with fastball velocity.
He probably won't get the recognition that he deserves, but I think if you gave me 10 minutes, I could make a nice little all-star case for him. He's been durable.
Could make a case for Anthony Bender.
I know. 1-1 to Devers. We were making Bender's case when he had that little blow up in Pittsburgh, but I still think he has a great case. I know I'm biased, but there's 3 pitchers and 3 position players I feel like I can make a really nice case for Philadelphia. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Devers ties it at 2. His 11th bomb of the year.
Well, fans who saw him with the Boston Red Sox certainly familiar with that swing. 35 home runs last year between both Boston and San Francisco.
Jeez. No doubter.
This breaking ball just down and in that left-hander wheelhouse. Lefties love that pitch right there.
That one went upper tank. 3rd row. And here's Lee after the leadoff homer by Devers. In his 21st career game against the Marlins tonight, that was his 4th career homer against Miami. He may even hang out down there and admire some of his work as that fastball misses inside on Lee.
Yeah, he's a guy, Devers, he'll get to 300 home runs. That's career number 246 for him.
Three and one on Lee. Here's the homer again. Watch the Giants fan. Thought he had it, drops it. Marlins fan picks it up.
Yeah, keep it.
What's he do with it? Oh, gave it to his kid.
Yeah, why not?
Awesome. Then get back to the ice cream. That's got to get down. And that's a fair ball as it rattles up against the wall. Lee is on his way to second. He'll stop there. The ball got trapped at the base of the wall. Casey had to dig it out. A leadoff homer, and now a rifle double into the corner by Lee.
Yeah, he just turns on this fastball. He has surprising power. It's not always home run power, but really turned on that fastball, got to it, got extended, and kept it fair. And the thing about the fences down the lines here at Lone Depot, a lot of times you get that carom that comes back to you, and a lot of times it kind of sticks and stays on the fence.
Well, that loud contact has spooked Clayton McCullough, who takes Michael Peterson out of the game. And Tyler Zuber will be the new pitcher for the Marlins when we return.
Is all about.
Back with you at Lone Depot Park. Man at second, nobody out. Top 6. Peterson allows the leadoff solo jack to Devers. And then Lee just ripped the cover off the ball into the corner. So cross off 5. 4 remain. Zuber's name crossed off. And here is the hard throwing right-hander for Miami. Zuber facing Adames. Slider misses low for ball 1. So each and every time that the Marlins have scored tonight, the Giants have immediately bounced back to tie it, and they are threatening for the first time tonight and in this series that has just begun to take a lead. Ooh, who did that hit? Adames, I guess. Ouch. That just sounded like it hurt from up here. He's trying to smile through the pain, I think.
Let's see where this got him. Somewhere on that front leg. Ooh, the front foot.
Speaking of got him, Jazz Chisholm Jr. is back in the starting lineup for the Yankees tonight as Adames swings and misses. It's 1-2.
He had a foul ball that got him last night.
Yes. Yes, he did.
But back in the lineup and homered.
Zuber with a 1-2. Look out.
Good sweeper and slider and heat from Tyler Zuber. He had a couple of decent outings on the road trip. One in Pittsburgh, one in Philly.
5 appearances. That ERA doesn't tell the whole story.
As a reliever, you're just getting started. You have one bad one, it's going to show.
Take you a month to get it back down. Another 1-2, and that one is on the inside corner for called strike 3. Adames wanted to challenge. How comes you can't do take backs? That was kind of odd. He said, I'm going to challenge. Oh, it was interesting. That was odd.
Might have been told it was too late.
Schmidt waves and misses at a sweeper. Kind of didn't tap his helmet. He just took the palm of his hand and laid it on top of his lid. Well, anyway, that's a big first out for Tyler Zuber here in the 6th. And Schmidt falls behind, 0-2. So Zuber has come in, and the directive was clearly, we're not messing around here. We got to get ourselves in the strike zone and find a way to get out of this inning. Schmidt 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd. Off the end of the bat, floating into right, and that's down for a base hit, and the Giants are going to take their first lead of the game. Lee crosses the plate standing up. It's 3-2 San Francisco on the opposite field bloop single by Schmidt.
Yeah, this ball just off the end of the bat. Jung-Hoo Lee, a very smart base runner. The sweeper got him on the end of the bat. A great pitch. But he blooped it in front of Owen Casey. But look at Jung-Hoo Lee. He knew that ball was going to drop all the way, and he never hesitated and scored easily.
And here is the speedy center fielder, Drew Gilbert, who takes a strike at the knees. So homer, a double, and a single has given the Giants their first lead of the ball game here in the 6th. A 2-run, 3-hit inning to date. Gilbert singled in the 2nd. Rounded out in the 4th. A Marlins challenge. The Mac attack. Let's see if he gets another one right. And he did.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, he knows what he's doing.
He had a couple missed on the road, but other than that, he's been spot on.
And his misses in general have been very, very tight when he does miss them. Well, from 1-1 to nothing and 2 on Gilbert, the number 8 hitter for the Giants. Bouncing ball. Zuber lets it go. A little flip to second for 1, and the throw to first is not in time. Speaking of heads-up plays, Zuber had the presence of mind in the snap of your fingers to not touch that ball. Sanoja with a little flip to Lopez. They do retire Schmidt, but Gilbert's safe at first.
So many times you see that pitcher kind of deflect the ball, and it turns out to be a base hit. You're right. He saw it coming, knew where his infielders were, knew that there was a chance to get a double play. Really hard for Otto to get something on the throw because of the way he received the throw from Sanoja, kind of flat-footed.
And Susac hits that sharply past the diving Lopez. That's into shallow center. Gilbert can really run. He'll stop at third as Marcy plays it into Sanoja. Lopez got leather on it and took a little steam off that liner, but he couldn't corral it.
Tell you what, Susac hit a couple of balls really hard, just missed a grand slam by a foot or two early in the game, and then smokes this ball past Otto just off the tip of his glove.
Almost took the glove off his hand. Boy, and here comes Clayton McCullough. He's going back to his bullpen again. He's going to bring in the lefty, Cade Gibson, to face Luis Arraez. Another call to the bullpen here in Miami, and we'll be right back.
It was a long way.
Welcome back to Lone Depot Park in Miami, where the Giants lead the Marlins 3-2. Time now for our Ocean Bank making waves. That is Yuri Perez getting closer to a return here in South Florida. In fact, after throwing 51 pitches and feeling good today, Clayton McCullough told reporters there's a chance that he could be back sooner than later. And fellas, there is an open spot next Wednesday against Texas. And when I spoke with McCullough before the game today, he told me, hey, Craig, look, if he could only go 60, 70 pitches, probably better than using an opener, guys. I think we could see Yuri Perez face off with Jacob deGrom against the Rangers next week.
Could I interest the audience in a Perez-deGrom matchup? I think so.
You got my attention. You got my attention
well.
right away.
Well, and again, as Cade Gibson is on here to try to extinguish the fire in the 6th, having Yuri throw 60 to 65 pitches would be better than using a Gusto or a Phillips, one of which could just go back to the bullpen. Swing and a miss by Arraez. He does not often look that silly.
By the way, you make this move, it's one of those. Luis Arraez in his career against right-handers, a .337 hitter. Boy, does he dip against lefties. .303 against lefties.
Boy, does he dip. He does. Ooh.
And then you ask hitters. As we look at the numbers for Cade Gibson, you ask hitters how tough it is to hit now, especially when you have so many bullpen games. Luis Arraez in this game now is facing, in his 4th at bat, his 4th different pitcher.
I have something remarkable to share with you. You just jogged my memory of something I saw yesterday, if we have time.
There's 2 outs.
I know. That one misses low and away. You know, just remind me. I want to save it because I want to have a conversation with you about the way the game has changed a little bit, because it was just so incredible when I saw it. Gibson trying to retire Arraez, who's a .250 hitter with 2 out and runners in scoring position this season. Not awful, but probably not up to his standards. Gibson fires. And a bouncer towards second. Sanoja's got it. Giants get 2 in the 6th to take the lead, but they leave 2 more men on base. 3-2 Giants. Bottom of the 6th inning scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg Gann, Garcia. Giants have their first lead of the night. They lead 3-2. Your Marlins bullpen availability is starting to get thin. They have used 6 pitchers through 6 innings. Only Fauché, Fulton, and Fairbanks remain.
Couple of things to think about. At least with Dax Fulton here, you've got one more lefty, and I think it shows also in these kinds of games how much tougher it is to manage nowadays than 40, 50 years ago when you had guys going complete games.
So you ready for that note that I found remarkable? Because
yeah, I've been on the edge of my seat.
Well, don't get carried away. So Luis Arraez has faced 4 different Marlins pitchers through 4 plate appearances tonight. And I saw this yesterday. I guess this was as of Wednesday. James Wood of the Washington Nationals has not yet played 2 full seasons in the major leagues. After his game concluded Wednesday or yesterday, he had faced 449 different pitchers in not 2 full major league seasons.
Not even 2 seasons.
That is more pitchers than Ted Williams faced his entire career. Isn't that crazy?
The nature of the game, yeah.
They had shown that graphic because I checked today.
So you got guys like Ted Williams would face a guy 40, 50 times during the season. Same guy.
Bouncer right back to Roop off the bat of Lopez for the first out here in the 6th. Because the Nationals had thrown that graphic up when James faced his 447th major league pitcher, which is as many as Ted Williams faced in his entire career. But he has since faced 2 more new ones. He has now faced more pitchers, and he has not yet completed 2 full years of service time than Ted Williams did. Unbelievable.
And Ted Williams also completed a lot more service time than James Wood.
That's crazy. I thought I was getting duped there. I had to check, and it was right. Of course, Teddy Ballgame, the Hall of Famer, played 19 major league seasons.
And really missed almost 4 full seasons because of his time in the service.
43, 44, and 45. He missed 3 full seasons.
Yeah.
How do you miss 3 major league seasons, serve your country, come back, and not skip a beat? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. He was John Glenn, the astronaut. He was John Glenn's wingman on about 50 flights.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never asked you this before. Did you ever meet Ted over the years?
Yeah, I did. I mean, not personally, didn't. But yeah, when he was managing Texas.
Oh.
And they had spring training in Pompano.
Really?
South Florida. Some older South Florida residents might remember that. And I remember just going up to him around the batting cage. He was standing by the batting cage.
That's awesome. Lefty loosening the bullpen for the Giants. Sam Hentges. Roop has issued a 1-out walk to Marcy, who does have speed. Norby takes ball 1. How aggressive do the Marlins try to play this in the last of the 6 with 1 out, speed at first? They've stolen 2 bases tonight. They are one of the game's very best at manufacturing runs. Norby takes ball 2.
By the way, here's another example that we were talking about earlier. Here's Jacob Marcy with on base twice tonight. A base hit, a walk.
Little interesting visit on the mound here that was initiated by Matt Chapman, and Luis Arraez just joined the party with Roop. He's talking to himself as he bites down on that leather. Norby looking for a big hit. 0 for 2 in this game tonight. Giants leading by a 1 as this game starts to get a little bit later. Bouncer towards third. Chapman sits back on it. There's 1. There's 2. And around the horn, inning-ending double play. 3-2 Giants as we go to the 7th.
Places.
Marlins baseball is presented by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito. And by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Full moon here in Miami tonight. Friday night baseball in the Magic City. Giants leading the Marlins 3-2 as we go to the 7th. Bryce Eldridge is 0 for 3, and keep in mind he comes to Miami with a 22-game on-base streak and an 8-game hitting streak. Bryce Eldridge is 0 for 4. There's 1 out here in the 7th. Start your game day early with Blue Moon Live. Enjoy $7 Blue Moon drafts, $3 hot dogs, and live music before the Marlins take the field on select Saturdays. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. It's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
$7 ice cold Blue Moons and $3 dogs. A refreshing Belgian white. There's Matt Chapman. And there is ball one on the Giants. Right-handed hitting third baseman. Walked in the first. Flew out to left in the third. Struck out swinging in the fifth. So that'll kind of chap you if the Marlins. Arise, Eldridge, and Chapman are currently 0 for 10. But Devers has 2 hits. Lee has 2 hits. Schmidt has 2 hits. It's the middle and the bottom of the order doing the damage for the Giants tonight. Make sure you stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, which is coming your way in a matter of moments. It's brought to you by Celsius. We will in short order be sending it down to our very own Craig Minervini, who is anxiously standing by as Gibson fires a 1-2, and that's at the knees for strike 3.
Good job by Cade Gibson.
You like that changeup?
Anytime a lefty can go change up to a righty or a lefty, and we've seen Gibson go with either, that's just a super pitch. You get geared for a fastball as a hitter, you just can't react. Be careful with this guy, though.
So seeing that Devers has walked, singled, and homered tonight, Hud, you do have to be careful, but if you're going to pitch to him, how do you do it?
Any time you have a guy like that who has the power, you want him at worst to get the base hit like he got in the 3rd inning, a line drive into left field. So you want to stay away. Saw what he did to that breaking ball down and in.
This is where it's a little unnerving with the Giants, because you have Lee on deck, who's 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a stolen base. So you got to pick or choose. Kind of feels like they're choosing to pitch to Lee as the 2-0 to Devers. Oh, get me over sweeper. Had him bailing out of the way.
Not what he was thinking. Not at all.
It's not what I was suspecting. If you're going to throw that again, just don't leave it right there. Gotta have one of those sweepers that starts over the middle of the plate and ends in the other batter's box. Maybe get them fishing for something. See if they go back to it. No. Came inside with the changeup and missed for ball 3.
I think he's showing that he would rather pitch to Lee, who's on deck. Be surprised if this pitch, whatever it is in the strike zone. It wasn't, but he got Devers to swing.
Tied him up with the sinker. Well, he was so not ready for that sinker. Would you go right back in there one more time?
He was so not ready for it because he was thinking the sweeper. I don't think he'd go in there again.
Let's see. 3-2.
Yeah, he did.
Can't do it again. Or maybe you do, because Devers is probably thinking you can't do it again.
He's thinking you can't do it again.
And he hits it up the middle, and a sliding stop by Lopez to his feet, throws him out, robs Devers of a hit. In a perfect 7th inning for Cade Gibson with an assist to Otto. Let's head to the 7th inning stretch. It is brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Welcome to the stretch presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. And hi, everybody. I'm Craig Minervini. How about tonight for Owen Casey? First time this year he's hit homers in back-to-back games, but he had an interesting start to this game. It's only the 3rd time it's happened as we look back in Marlins history, and that is this. The first time up, he hits a home run, his 8th of the year, but later then, he winds up with a bunt base hit after that long shot out to right center field. And as you can see, only 2 other players have done that in Marlins history. A pitcher, lefty Chris Hammond, did it in 1995. That was against Houston, and Benito Santiago, he did that in 1993 against St. Louis in the Marlins' initial season. Only time, back-to-back, first 2 times up, home run, and then you're not looking for it, a bunt single. We'll be back to Marlins baseball after this quick break provided by Celsius.
Do good. Get social real quick.
All right, Craigie, thank you very much. Hang out down there. Don't chase any more barbecue. We'll see you on the post-game show, and hopefully it is a victorious post-game show, but that'll require a Marlins comeback here tonight. But they have been down and out. They've been counted out many other times this season. Marlins have 13 come from behind wins. We'll see if they can make it 14 tonight as Tony Vitello goes to his bullpen for the first time this evening, and Sam Hentis, the lefty, is on to pitch for the 16th time this year.
Yeah, you see a lot of sliders from him. They're in a situation where they're just trying to put together their bullpen and figure out who slots into which inning the best at this point right now.
Joe Mack will be pinch hit for to begin the bottom of the 7th, and here is Esteury Ruiz, who has turned into just a wonderful piece for Clayton McCullough. And you have to credit Clayton as well, Hut, because he just continues to pull the right lever with Esteury when he wants to use him. It just feels like he constantly gets a big hit.
Well, how about the road trip that Ruiz had? 7 for 13 with a home run.
Yeah, really good trip. He has very unassuming power. Nobody would ever think that this little tiny fella that's as thin as a twig could hit the ball hard. Oh, that hit him. And Hentis has hit the first batter that he faces, and the Marlins have the leadoff man aboard. Well, you'll take it any way you can get it.
I think by the sound of it, it caught that guard that he wears up on the elbow. Let's see. Yep. Still hurts.
Didn't make much of an effort to pull that elbow out of the way, but you don't have to. Ouch. Yeah, you're on it though, Hut. That's exacting. All right, well, you got a lefty on the mound with a boatload of speed at first. And here's Sanoha. What do you think about dropping down a bunt maybe?
No, you got too much speed out there. I mean, you could think, and I wouldn't even think hit and run because of the speed that Ruiz has. He has the ability to steal the base. Hit and run, if you see that, it's usually with a guy who runs well but maybe isn't a base stealer. Javi trying to shoot one that way, though.
Is. So Hentis, when he's on the mound this season, he's allowed 2 stolen bases. Nobody has been caught when he's on the mound. In fact, only one guy has been caught in his 5-year career. He's allowed 19 stolen bases. So not many are attempted, but when they are, they're often successful. And Sanoha pushes a bunt. And here's the throw to first. Not in time. Well, he was thinking about bunting, but that was not of the sacrifice variety, and the Marlins have the first 2 men on base.
That was just drop one down, let everybody be safe, and he's so fun to watch. I mean, he just creates things. You got a left-hander falling off a little bit, not much, but a big, tall, lanky guy. By the time he got down to pick that ball up, Javier Sanoha beat it out, and Ruiz got to second base easily.
So what do you do here? You going to try to bunt?
Now you think about bunt.
Oh. Hentis is all over the place. That one almost hit the chin of Liam Hicks. Now, another thing to keep in mind, Hut. Nobody in baseball has more double steals this season than the Marlins, who have 7. Yankees trail them with 6. Marlins also lead baseball with 19 steals of third. They are very aggressive. And if there's anybody that you'd ask to try to give it a shot, it'd be that guy right there. Hicks batting .333 with runners in scoring position. Tying run at second. Nobody out in the 7th.
There's also been a few times that Liam has attempted sacrifice bunts. He only has 1. And so you got to factor that in as well if you're Clayton McCullough.
Hicks a .300 hitter at home. He's got the 52 RBIs. Looking for a critical 53rd as he bounces one through the right side and a base hit. Here comes Ruiz. The throw will go to third. It is not in time. And Liam Hicks ties the ball game here in the 7th with a ground ball RBI single into right.
Opposing broadcasters come up to us all the time when they come into town and haven't seen the Marlins in a while. And, hey, you guys are playing pretty good, aren't you? Huh? How are they doing things? Well, they're doing a lot of little things. And that's why Liam Hicks wasn't bunting there. Got the base hit. All kinds of good things happen. He gets the base hit with Ruiz's speed, scores easily. Sanoja gets to third, and Liam moves on to second base. No problem right there for Ruiz to score. I like the fact that Liam Hicks took second base on the throw, too.
Casey is batting, and the 0-1 pitch is a fly ball in the air to left field and deep. Schmidt's going back. This is going to give the Marlins the lead. Tagging from third and scoring is Javier Sanoja. It's a big old night for Owen Casey. That's his 3rd RBI. Maybe his biggest one yet. And the Marlins have 2 home here in the 7th.
Contact, contact, contact. Put the ball in play. Owen Casey had himself a night. Sparked by that bunt from Javier Sanoja.
And Tony Vitello has seen enough of Sam Hentis. He's going to go to Walker, the righty. Hentis faces 4. A hit batter, a single, a sac fly. The Marlins have plated 2 here in the 7th and lead by 1. Well, Owen Casey admiring his work here in the bottom of the 7th. He is giving the Marlins the lead. Hope you're enjoying everything on Marlins.tv tonight, or if you're joining us over the air, wherever you might be, however you might be watching here in the Sunshine State. Don't miss a moment this season with Marlins.tv, brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia. You can stream the entire season within Marlins territory, at home, on the go. Stay connected all year long, subject to national exclusivities. Visit Marlins.tv for details. While you're there, get yourself a 7-day free trial. Come hang out with us, man. Watch the Marlins. They're playing so well. They have come from behind here tonight to take the lead here in the 7th, and well, with a win, they'd be back to 500 at 38-38.
You know, we like it when you hang out with us, but we like it when you show up at the ballpark.
Yes.
Here in person, too. This guy's got an unusual delivery, especially if you're a right-handed hitter. You know what number he wears because he shows you that back, and then he slings that slider, mostly sinkers and sliders.
So Sam Hentis only gets 1 out. And allows 2 runs, and he's still responsible for Hicks at second. Hernandez waits on a 1-1, and boy, he was badly fooled by that Walker sinker. Heriberto 1 for 3. Doubled in the 3rd. Both sides now with 9 hits. The only column that matters, the run column. Marlins lead by 1 as that sinker misses. And Susac will challenge. Giants only have 1 challenge left, so if Susac is wrong here, they will be without in a very tight game. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if Susac is right. He's wrong, and the Giants We'll have to play the old-fashioned way down the
First
stretch.
the ball, San Francisco is out of challenge.
I think Marlins fans get spoiled with Joe Mack being right all the time.
Well, and don't forget, it was Augustine to start the year, too.
And he had a great percentage.
Yeah, the catching corps has been unbelievable for Miami. 2-2 coming from Walker to Hernandez. And a bouncing ball right back to Walker. Oh, the ball got stuck in his glove, and he has to flip the glove to first.
He was thinking about throwing his second because Liam Hicks had kind of gotten off a little bit. He realized he couldn't. Watch this. Watch Liam. Takes a few steps, and there's the look. He starts to step and then can't get the ball out of the glove.
Boy, shades of El Duque way back in the day. Most recently, Nolan Shonowell with the Angels had to do it.
Years ago, I saw Terry Mulholland, left-handed pitcher, do it.
Oh, my gosh. John Lester did it with Anthony Rizzo at first. Oh, man, that was wild. Not every day you see that. So they're going to intentionally walk Kyle Stowers. They're going to pitch down to Lopez. Maybe not all that interesting when you're playing the matchups, but you're electing to pitch to one of the best hitters in the game. Lopez did not go. He's 1 for 3, a single and a stolen base in the 4th. Sitting on 99 hits this season is Lopez. Be a nice time for number 100. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Yeah, you always love to get that insurance.
Otto waits on a 1-1. Swinging a line drive to second, caught by Arise, but a couple of runs on a couple of hits here in the bottom of the 7th. It's a big home half of the inning for the Marlins. Fans love it here at Lone Depot Park. The Fish lead by 1 as we go to the 8th.
Home Depot.
Now back with you at Lone Depot Park, where the Marlins just scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and they'll carry a 4-3 lead into the top of the 8th. Cade Gibson will stay out there to pitch for the Marlins. This bullpen game is going pretty darn well tonight. And in crunch time in this game, when they've had to get big outs, they have done just that.
You would think that Cade Gibson might just be in for this hitter, the left-hander, Jung-Hoo Lee. We'll see. But the Marlins relievers, this is not the case here starting an inning, have inherited 7 runners and only 1 has scored.
It's a hidden little gem in this game tonight. Lee is 2 for 3 as that missed outside. We have a boatload of defensive changes, not just a few. Stowers is at first, Ruiz is in left. Hicks is now catching. Still have Sanoja and Lopez up the middle. Norby's at third. There's Ruiz in left as Lee bounces one softly to second. That's it for Gibson. It's a heck of a job because he came on and got the final out of the 6th. Retired the side in order in the 7th. And he gets the first man that he faces here in the 8th. 5 up and 5 down for Cade Gibson, and that indeed will be it.
And give some credit to Clayton McCullough. These are not easy games to manage.
No.
With the bullpen, and he has been terrific tonight.
Yes, he has. Another call to the bullpen here at Lone Depot Park. We'll see who's coming in when we return. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Miami Marlins, and it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 7. Lucky number 7. That's Calvin Fauché. This is the 7th Marlins pitcher of this ball game.
Yeah, these are the games I mentioned before with Clayton McCullough. The gears are winding every inning. There's no time to relax.
So you mentioned that Clayton has kind of managed this thing perfectly, and I would agree. because he's obviously got a chance to win this thing, even hanging on by a 1-run lead. But furthermore, he has been able to stay away from the long guy, and that would be Dax Fulton, who in an absolute pinch could give you 3 to 4 innings. Whether it's good or bad, he could totally, in some capacity, finish this thing off. But this at the moment could not be going any better for the Marlins.
Now he has it set up in his mind. I'm sure he's thinking Calvin Fauché here in the 8th and Pete Fairbanks in the 9th.
And with Adames at the plate and Schmidt to follow, if you get these two in order, then you'd have 8-9-1 due up in the 9th inning. And again, when you have to go to a bullpen game like this, you can't ask for much more. Offense supports you in the 7th. Here's Fauché pitching for the 31st time this season in the 8th. And don't forget about the inning and 2/3 that Cade Gibson just put together. And probably won't be able to forget about it, because if the Marlins hang on here and they win this thing outright, he's going to pick up a win. It's going to be well deserved. 5 up and 5 down, and out in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 here in the 8th. I mean, that's heavy lifting. It's 2 ups. 2-2 is banged to second. Javi's got it. 2 away. And now a message from Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia.
Winning doesn't just happen by accident. At WHG, we know every case is earned before you ever step inside the courtroom. WHG, preparation wins.
Fun ball game here at Lone Depot Park tonight with Tommy Hunt and Craig Mish. I'm Kyle Seeloff. Thanks for hanging out with us. This one has been a lot of fun. And don't forget, post-game show coming up next. If you're joining us over the air, you will have to tune into Marlins.tv for the post-game show with Craig Minervini and AJ Ramos, but please do. And if you don't have it, don't forget, you can get yourself a 7-day free trial. You can sign up for that right now. It's a fun ball club, Hut. I hope people start to get on board. I have noticed in the last couple of weeks, slowly but surely, there's AJ and Jack and the boys in the radio booth. AJ was a part of some fun teams here too, obviously.
Oh, he was.
I hope people are starting to take notice of these Marlins. It's a soft sinking liner to right center, and Marcy picks it off. I think he thought that ball was going to get down. It stayed up.
Yeah, he almost took a bad route, but he was able to regroup.
Oh, that's a nice catch, and that one ends the 8th. Miami Marlins baseball is proudly presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. That is the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, Missouri, where the Marlins are going to on September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Marlins.tv and over the air throughout the Sunshine State tonight. If we're so lucky when we go to Kansas City, do we get the Bob Kendrick tour? Oh. I don't know. I hope so.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Gotten it once. If I could get it 99 more times, the tour never gets old.
And he'll have new stories too.
It's unbelievable. Just an encyclopedia of Negro League baseball knowledge. And we showed you Dorsey Park earlier, and you know there's a special place for Negro League history here in Miami, which is it's very, very cool. It's all very cool. Hope everybody gets a chance to check it out. Dylan Smith is on to pitch for the Giants. Jacob Marcy's leading things off, and Marcy, a little jump scare there down the top of the 8th on that line drive that I think we all thought was going to get down a little bit and almost sailed right over his head.
Yeah, a ball like that will get your heart racing a little bit.
Marcy 1 for 2 tonight. He's been on base twice. Before we get to the nitty-gritty in crunch time, I was mentioning in the last half inning that I hope people are starting to take notice of the Marlins. It feels very similar to what we saw last year when they made that dramatic 16-game turnaround. But I said this the other day, like if they win tonight, if you're 38-38 after 76 games, as Marcy yanks that to second, it's caught by a rise. It's not an accident anymore, right? Like 30 teams are always going to have roster construction issues, and where can we improve? Where can we get better? Like if you're 38-38 after 76 games, you got a chance. You got a chance to make the summer really exciting and to have a legitimate chance when September 1st rolls around in the wild card column.
When you when you have that opportunity, and with the wild card system the way it is, coming into tonight, Marlins 2.5 games out of that wild card. There are other teams to chase, but you know, it keeps you going.
Yep.
And it keeps the interest.
Yep.
And it should keep the interest of the fans as well.
The dog days are real, and when you have a chance, it keeps you motivated in June and July and August. I don't know if it was the same for you. Obviously, I would have no idea, but players have always told me, once you get through the dog days and it's like the end of August or September 1st, you get rejuvenated for those final 30, 35 games.
September comes around, yeah.
If you're in it, it's showtime. Lights a little brighter, a little bit more pep in your step. Norby yanks one into left. Needed that. He's 1 for 4. Well, treat Dad to a day at the ballpark on Sunday when the Marlins wrap up this series against the Giants at 1:40, and the first 7,500 dads age 21 and older receive a special Father's Day hat presented by Blue Moon. That's a great looking lid. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. Happy early Father's Day, everybody. Love that rope hat.
You'll be giving your dad a call, I know.
Certainly. You'll be getting multiple calls from your boys.
I'll get a lot of calls, yeah.
Got the granddaughters. You'll be busy. You're gonna have to call in sick that day. You're gonna be on the horn all game.
I'm gonna be here. I'll be here.
All right. Make sure your phone is charged. 2-0 on Ruiz.
I'll get the grill fired up when I get home, though.
There you go. Marlins 28-3 when leading after 7. Could I interest you in what their record is when leading after 8? That would be 33-2. Pete Fairbanks is loosening for a save in the 9th. Clayton McCullough and the boys down there in the dugout had it their way. There would be no save in it. Score a couple more here in the 8th. At least one. There's nothing better for a closer when they just get you one extra insurance run. Just a little something.
I'm sure a lot of closers would say it doesn't matter, but
it matters.
I guarantee it matters.
I've heard closers say over the years, like, does it matter? Well, not really. My job is to get 3 outs, but it matters in the sense that if I know I have a 2-run lead, I can go out there and fill it up. And if you hit a solo shot off me, we still got a little bit of wiggle room. That's where it matters. You don't have to nibble. There's Pete. Brandon Mann keeping a close eye on him. Fairbanks has really settled in. He's been very good. It's an emergency hack there by Asteri. Ruiz came off the bench in the 7th, hit for Joe Mack. He was hit by a pitch, scored the tying run. Sanoja scored the go-ahead run. And that is yanked foul. Ruiz was just out in front of the sinker.
That would have created some excitement.
Yes.
You're right. Just got out front, pulled it a couple feet foul.
He's got that pull side power. He's been a joy to watch. Nice pickup. And there is ball 4. That was an 8-pitch walk drawn by Ruiz. Nicely done. Now pitching coach is going to the mound.
Yeah, that is. It's great to see. I mean, it's a walk. You know, it's not a hard hit ball, exit velo, launch angle, all that stuff, but a walk that really sets up this inning a little bit more.
Right.
And was a good at bat, as you pointed out.
Next telecast comes your way tomorrow. We'll be on the air at 3:45. 4:10 first pitch. Max Meyer the loss column for Mad Max is unblemished, and he'll put it to the test tomorrow afternoon. Max Meyer faced the Giants on April 26th. Got a no decision, allowed 1 unearned run on 4 hits in 5 innings. Extended this franchise record of 15 consecutive starts to a season without a loss in his last start against the Pirates. So here is Sanoja, who is 2 for 3 with Norby at second. Ruiz at first. Sanoja with a double, a single, and a couple of runs scored tonight. It's the kind of night we're used to seeing from Javi. That's hit hard to center, sending Gilbert back with room. Norby will tag and go to third. But Sanoja flies out. There's 2 away, and we'll go back to the top of the order.
Ball might have gotten in on him just a little bit. He just couldn't get full extension.
Here comes Tony Vitello. Smith's coming out of the game. Lefty Miller's coming in when we return.
Way.
This is your mobile performance of the game, and it is Owen Casey who's having a night to remember. He's got 3 hits tonight. His first 3-hit game, his second game ever as a Marlin. His other tonight. He's doing everything. He's leaving the yard. He's dropping down bunts. He's getting RBI doubles and sac flies.
Well, he made contact in that situation with the double. He made contact real well in this situation with the sac fly, and doing it all, hitting for the first time in his young career, second in the lineup.
First and third, runner from first takes off. No throw down to second. So stolen base for Ruiz. And another to his tally this season. And Eric Miller is on to pitch for the Giants. Lefty with Hicks at the plate. And Liam Hicks got a hit with a runner in scoring position just 1 inning ago in the 7th off of Walker, the righty. No.
That was off.
That was Hentis.
Hentis, yeah. The lefty.
Walker came in a batter later. So he's already gotten a base hit off a lefty with a man in scoring position tonight. Let's see if he can do it again. 53 runs batted in now this season for Hicks. Miller fires a 1-2. Fastball missed outside. 24 appearances for Eric Miller. His 18.5% walk rate is the 4th highest in baseball, so you can be kind of patient here. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Hicks went after a slider in the dirt. 4-3 after 8. Here we go. Let's see if Fairbanks can save it and close it out when we return. And back with you at Lone Depot Park, where the Marlins are trying to down the Giants in game 1 of this 3-game weekend set. They came from behind, got 2 runs in the last of the 7th. Pete Fairbanks is on to pitch for the Marlins, looking for his 10th save as a Miami Marlin and the 100th of his major league career. This is his 298th major league appearance tonight. He's got 99 saves, 285 in the 3rd career innings of work. He's got 9 saves in 20 innings this season, 22 appearances and a 6.75 ERA. Good news, it's a save situation where he has thrived this season.
Yeah, and I honestly think a little better in these situations than when it's not a save situation. More changes defensively. Xavier Edwards comes in, plays second, and Javi moves over from second to third.
Fairbanks has not been scored upon in 8 of his last 12 appearances. And Drew Gilbert is behind in the count, 0-2 to start the 9th.
He's got some good weapons. The cutter, the slider, fastball in the 90s, upper 90s.
Oh, 2. Gilbert laid off a high heater. Marlins in search of their 14th comeback win of the season. They are 10-7 in one-run games. That's a pretty good mark. They've been pretty good. That's in the top half of the league. Fairbanks with a 1-2. Just missed, and I think Liam thought about challenging. And it wouldn't have been an awful time to take a shot because they still have 2 challenges left. You can't take them home with you.
Yeah, the Marlins trying to up their home record to 24-16.
Fairbanks is the 8th pitcher used by the Marlins tonight. His 2-2. Back goes flying. And it almost got stuck in the netting.
It wasn't headed over toward his old college coach, was it?
No. Well, it was in the vicinity. Tony Vitello did say when he took the job, when Drew Gilbert was in college, he had to babysit him. Maybe not as much anymore. Gilbert took one out of Marcy's playbook, letting that bat go flying. Pitch number 6 coming up to Gilbert from Fairbanks, who cocks back and lets it go. And Gilbert flies a changeup to shallow left. Ruiz going out, and Sanoja couldn't make the over-the-shoulder Willie Mays basket catch. Great effort.
Yeah, that was a great effort and a long way for Sanoja to go. Even with Ruiz's speed, he couldn't get there. And Javi playing a little bit off the line with the left-handed batter up. Long way to go. Tough play.
Kind of got his feet tangled there at the last moment when he went to slow down. So another chance for Gilbert, who's about to see the 7th pitch of this plate appearance from Fairbanks. 8-9-1 due up for the Giants here in the 9th, and another 2-2 and another foul ball. Remember, no insurance for the Marlins in the bottom of the 8th. So really no breathing room here for Fairbanks, who's having to work hard, the first batter that he's facing.
See the cutters, the slider, a few four-seamers.
Pitch number 8 is ruled foul.
Yeah, Gilbert giving him a good battle.
Gilbert 1 for 3. Susak on deck. He'll be followed by a rise. Gilbert really making Fairbanks work hard. And the 2-2 coming once more. Popped him up. And Fairbanks is going to win this battle. Hicks sheds his mask. And he puts the squeeze on out number 1.
Boy, got him with the good slider. And you're right, good battle, but still not a good swing on that slider. It's a good pitch from Fairbanks.
1 up and 1 down here in the 9th inning for Pete. And here comes Daniel Susak, who's made some loud contact tonight. Should the Marlins hang on, win should go to Cade Gibson. Check swing foul, 0-1. Loss would go to Hentis. Pete Fairbanks vying for his 100th career save tonight. It's a nice milestone moment. His 0-1 to Susak. Swing and a miss, and Susak expanded the strike zone.
It's a great milestone. Just makes you think a little bit more about guys like Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman.
You're not kidding.
Over 600.
Right. It's crazy. Susac has fallen behind Fairbanks 0-2. The pitch. Did he go?
I think so.
No. Close. Maybe it was one of those, the body went, the bat didn't.
Because it looked like the body really went.
Jeepers. Close. And now a 1-2. It's coming back our way. Look out, boys. It's into the press box. That got up here in a hurry.
Hope Adam and Golly are okay over there.
Natalie too. 2-2. Boy, Giants are working Fairbanks to the bone.
Larry Gadera on deck.
To third. And the throw. Little low, not a problem for Stowers, and there's 2 out.
So now Luis Arias, up for the 5th time, will be facing the 5th different pitcher. Bacher, King, Peterson, Gibson, and now Fairbanks.
And Luis is 0 for 4 tonight. He's only been held hitless in 16 games this season. See if Fairbanks and the Marlins can make it number 17. The pitch. Ball 1. Clayton McCullough and the Marlins on the verge of improving back to 500. They were 36-36 prior to game 1 against the Phillies. They lost 7-0. Fly ball center field. The Rise hit it pretty well. Marcy's going back onto the warning track. He makes the catch. Pete Fairbanks with his 100th career save. The Marlins take down the Giants in game 1 by a final score of 4-3 in comeback fashion for the 14th time this season, and they are back to 500 at 38-38.
Yeah, I think the term complete game took on a different meaning in this one tonight. It was a complete game. 8 guys out of the bullpen. Bacher, King, Bender, Peterson, Zuber, Gibson, Fauché, and Fairbanks. Congrats to Pete on save number 100. Big night for Owen Casey, and a fun ball game to watch.
Jacob Marcy pretended to throw Fairbanks' 100th career save up onto the home run porch. He knew better. What a big night for Owen. Huge night. Second 3-hit game as a Marlin. His first was game 2 of the season. Well, Clayton's got to be some proud of these guys, man. They just continue to battle.
Javier Sanoja, a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs tonight. Started at second base, finished at third. Just a terrific all-around game.
Yeah.
And let's include, we talked about it earlier, what a job by Clayton McCullough handling the bullpen and utilizing everybody out there pretty much and getting a win tonight. Terrific job.
And by the way, Hut, if you joined us over the air tonight, get yourself involved in Marlins.tv. This team is a lot of fun to watch. Go to Marlins.tv, get yourself a 7-day free trial. 76 games into the 2026 championship season. The Marlins are 38-38 with a lot of baseball to play, but they continue to fight. They are resilient and they are fun.
Well, I think you look back to the 7th inning, the way the Marlins took the lead. They got the hit batter with the pinch hitter, then the bunt base hit, RBI single, a guy who has 53 RBIs now, and then Owen Casey, who's down with Craig Mish as we speak. Go ahead,
All right,
Craig.
guys, the star of the night here for the Marlins, Owen Casey. He did it all tonight. He homered, he bunted for a hit, he doubled, he drove it and run on a sac fly. What a night for you, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, we just play good ball, and we really we never give up ABs or anything like that, so it was a good ball game all around.
Let's go back to the first inning, and of course you hit that big home run, and it gives the team the lead. What did you see on that pitch?
Get a good pitch to drive, and it gave me one, and just put a good swing on it.
So then the next time you come up, it's very rare to be in a situation where you're asked to drop a bunt down, and you did for a base hit. How did that feel?
Yeah, I was just like, I think I had a good shot to bunt. It wasn't the best bunt, but I turned the jets on and hurried on down the first base.
All right, now let's talk about the team here for a minute. You guys now have won 24 games here at Lone Depot Park. That is the most in Major League Baseball. You guys are tied. It seems like you play well here and building something special here in this park.
Yeah, I think the whole team loves being home. And, getting back after the road trip, we were excited to get back after the off day. And, we were excited to get in and play some good ball.
All right, Owen, congratulations again on the win. We'll see you tomorrow night against the Giants. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
All right, Owen Casey, guys, tonight. 3 hits, driving in runs, bunting for hits, hitting home runs, sacrifice fly. What more can you say? He did it all tonight, guys.
Well, he was outstanding. So, too, were the Marlins. And looking forward to watching these guys get back after it tomorrow, just before 4 o'clock. Final score, one final time here at Lone Depot Park tonight. Marlins 4, Giants 3, Miami 38-38. Next telecast tomorrow. Coverage begins at 3:45. Speaking of coverage, plenty more next with Craig Minervini and A.J. Ramos on the postgame show. For Tommy Hutton and Craig Mish, our director Brad Gersten and our producer John Sulzer, I'm Kyle Seeloff. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The postgame show is next.